Here comes the field, led by yesterday's race winner in heat race number 2, Daniel Reynolds. So he's going to start on the pole. And next door to him, Curtis Porter in the number 67 machine. So he managed to get Michael Kinsella pretty late in the piece yesterday afternoon to move up to P2 ahead of the race heat 1 race winner, Michael Kinsella. And as you said, Alex McDonald and Simon Pace, they haven't been too bad, but they've been there or thereabouts. They just couldn't quite match the pace of the leading 3 as that race got into the closing stages yesterday. Corey Ogden's moved forward 4 spots so far over the first 2 heat races, so 10th to 7th and then 7th to 6th. So he's having a nice little run. And then Andre Curran and Aaron Pace making up the 4th row of the grid, 7th and 8th. Back to Heath Collinson and Alex Henderman there in P10. Alex Beswick and Ash Clifford and Benjamin Forgan and Matthew Boates. There's a couple of sabres there from positions 12 right through to 14. Another one, if you include Jason Fowler in 15th, and then Xavier Babbage Hockey from New South Wales in 16.
Further back to the grid, we've got Matt Harriott alongside of Rod Lisson, the Western Australian, then Grant Kelly, Darren Power, Cam Bell, Nathan Clifton, the South Australian driver, Chris Behan and Ed McFowle down there in 24th position. We go back to Matt Moran, Tony Forensko, the another South Australian, another young South Australian driver there, Reece Rowland, position 27. Michael Lloyd from Western Australia, then Ken Ray, Adam Henderson, Rob Vile, and Peter Butler back there in 32nd position. And towards the back of the pack there, we've got Kathy Lisson from Western Australia, John Rickstein, Adam Bezic. And then we go back to our 1200 class. Obviously, Matt Pearce there up the front there from Steve Butcher, Matthew Bilek, another South Australian peddler there. Third position on that 1200 grid. Then we go back to Richard Gray, Baxter Midwinter, Hugh East, Frank Chessel, and Julian Midwinter has had a gearbox change overnight. They've been very busy down in that gear trying to sort that out.
Yeah, they have. So he took part in qualifying yesterday, but then found that there was some gearbox dramas. They tried one thing, didn't seem to work out, so they missed race 1 and then missed race 2 because there was such a tight turnaround and couldn't get the gearbox change done in quick enough time. So he's been out to confirm that the gearbox is actually working as expected, so we'll see if he is indeed going to start off the rear in the number 66. That is a 1600 class car, I believe, is it? No, it's a 1200.
It's
1200. So he's off
1200.
1200. So he's off the back of the 1200 field. And hopefully he will be up and running for this 3rd heat race. So
Julian's first Nationals competition too. Of course, he's only fairly new to racing here in SA. Yeah. I mean, really only his first season.
He actually turned around and said to me yesterday that he's also been quite involved with getting things going for the National Challenge. Was actually able to get one of the sponsors on board, which was the Porsche Valley Wines. And he actually said to me, he said, well, if the wine's not too great when it goes up for the raffle later on this evening at the presentation dinner, then he's going to have a bit of a sad and sorry look on his face because it was him that probably made it back in the day. So he's been very great for getting Porsche Valley Wines on board, along with all the other sponsors that have come on as well. So Auto One at Clovercrest and BM Graphics and Adelaide Retail Distributors and, of course, Dunlop Motorsport, who are here with getting all the tyres ready for these 43 Formula Vs. Couple more than the Saloon Car field. Don't take nothing away from them. They've had a great turnout this weekend as well. 2 great big fields here for the Bend Nationals 2025. Looks like most of the field's pretty well formed up. A couple of drivers down the back have already said that they're struggling to see the lights because the field is so long and the back part of the grid is on a little bit of an incline coming out of the last corner, so it is a bit difficult to pick up where you are and when the start actually has to happen. There is, I think, Julian Midwinter there. The last car just going through turn number 18 now. So good to see that he's actually up and running.
Good to see. Bit of positive news there. And there's the man. Might be the man to beat too, Daniel Reynolds. In the 78 car there.
Hand on the gear stick on the right-hand side there.
That race car's had changed hands a few times, and it's been a very strong race car under the hand of a few different drivers. So Daniel Reynolds, see if he gets a start. Porter looks stronger there. He just tucked in behind straight away, so Reynolds got the jump, no problems at all.
I think was the number 35 there of Michael Kinsella may have had a reasonably good start from 3rd there as well. I don't think Porter sort of missed the jump. He sort of gathered up a little bit here. There might be Simon Pace might stick his nose in here on the outside, and he does all right around the outside of the number 35 of Michael Kinsella, but he's on the wrong side for when they get down to turn number 3. and he manages to clear him. So that's a good start for Simon Pace. That was back on row number 3 for him, 5th place start. He turns that into a 3rd place running in the opening going here.
That's Reece Rowland.
Yep.
And he's had some contact by the looks of that.
Yep.
Nose cone off.
Yep, dislodged and probably only hanging on by a strap there, I would say. So going to become very much a foreign object on the circuit. That's back in the pack. It's
big
a major
moment.
contact. That was Ben Forgan who the contact was with, and that is the number 26 of Alexander Bezic, the Sabre 01 from Queensland, with a heavy, heavy hit.
Oh, look at the disappointment. He's moving around, which is great to see, but there's been a bit of wheel riding there. He went over the top there at Ben Forgan. That'll be safety car, no doubt about that.
That'll be red flag, I would think, more than a safety car. On Matt Bode from the Queenslander by way of Victoria with the Sabre 02. He's come to a stop on the side of the circuit. Can't quite see where that is, but they've been dropping like flies already in the opening half of a lap. He's looking at the back of that car thinking that maybe something might have let go. So Matt Bode's at turn 1. Then you've got, I think it was the number 26 is down at turn 6, and then Reece Rowland looks like he was on the exit of 3. So stranded cars in a couple of precarious spots and one on its roof. Looks like the driver there, Alex Beswick, is out of the 26. So that's a positive sign. He's no doubt going to be a little bit shaken. In fact, look at the rear end of that 01. That is destroyed.
That's torn it right off. That's a serious wreck race car right there.
Yeah, the bolts on both sides of the rear axle have let go of the rear tyres there too. This despondent Matt Bode, he's just going there to turn the GoPro off on the top of the roll hoop there. So a little bit of action there. 2 things unsighted, one of which would have been a very frightening affair, both for Alex Beswick and probably for Ben Forgan as well. He definitely would not have expected to have been hit by a car that looked like it had a bit of a major lock-up going down there into turn number 6. There's the one of the stranded tyres. Have a look at that. You can actually see that the wheel rim has actually shattered as part of the impact. You can see all the little bits and bobs of that rim just hanging out there. They've righted the 26, and officials very quickly on the scene. Great work by them. We can't go racing around. Here's this incident. Have a look at this.
Let's have a look. So this is Ben Forgan in the 86, and he's just got on over the wheel, and that's it. That's the story. And over she goes.
Yeah, and it was after the fact too. So look at that. Yeah, so the first one dislodged. The second one just sort of became disconnected from the car as it came to a rest there. It's a bit hard to tell from that angle as well exactly what happened. So in the braking zone for turn 6, you can't actually see where Ben sort of was on the road versus, is he turning for the corner versus then Alex then trying to come out and potentially make a pass. Maybe he was a little bit caught out by the braking behind Ben Forgan, and then maybe had a late decision to get out, but that'll be something that we have a bit of a look at a bit later on in the piece. We have unfortunately gone red flag scenario here in the 3rd heat race for Formula V. There is Ben Forgan. I think they're just there going along in our shot, just the last car out of the picture there. So now it is, the heavens have literally just opened. It was a little sprinkle just before. It is now pounding down on the track.
This is going to make it very wet.
It is indeed. Now, are they coming out or are they going around and into the marshalling? No, I think they're coming out. Yeah. So this is now going to become a very, very challenging affair. It's been dry conditions. Have had the best part of the conditions all weekend so far, Formula V. This is a completely different ball game now.
It's going to be a full wet track. You can see it decisively now coming off the tyres, so certainly plenty of standing water also with that very heavy shower of rain that's just gone over the complex here. So, as you mentioned, Steve, this is going to be sketchy. We're not sure what's going to happen at the restart.
No, there's going to be a lot. You can see there already a lot of drivers are starting to test the conditions, just giving it a little bit of, Scotty McLaughlin used to call it jandle, coming out of a couple of the corners here just to see how much grip there is around in some of those traction zones. It's going to be very, very treacherous. That's now getting quite heavy on the main straight here. It is literally this is a deluge right now, and the field's still coming out. So there's going to be some visibility dramas. There's going to be some very, very difficult decisions that have to be made. There's Reece Rowland. He's coming out minus a nose cone. That's going to be one of the very few air-cooled Formula Vs, I think, running around the circuit. His toes are literally going to be frozen, I think, by the time he gets back to pit lane after this race is over. We're hearing in our ear that this is going to be a very short 5-minute race, so maybe 2 or 3 laps is about all we could possibly get out of this. That looks absolutely diabolical. That looks like pea soup out there, Mark.
Yeah, grip level 0 here at the moment. I think that's what we're going to encounter. And put some more time on the clock, give us another 6 minutes. So we'll see how we go here at the moment. Gee, vision is going to be very poor. And you can see on that camera footage there that it's pretty hazy out there at the moment, to say the least.
Well, the question for me, Mark, is going to be, is it going to be a rolling start or a standing start? Because I saw all the officials going up and down to all of the drivers to let them know that something was going on in pit lane. But I'm looking at it from a safety point of view and just trying to work out whether or not it will be a rolling start or whether it will be a standing start. And in fact, does it go back to the order that they started on the grid, or is it going to be as they were when the safety car brought them all into pit lane? That will be the time will tell scenario. Just having a look here, it looks like they're still in the order in which they left the lane, which means it's probably going to be a rolling start based on that. So the safety car lights are now out. So, yes, this will be a rolling start. So as the leader here, it's the number 78 of Daniel Reynolds that has to check the field up and try and get everybody together and allow that safety car to escape and get back to the safety of pit lane. Oh, yeah, look, there's a few drivers that are already trying the karting line, as they call it, going out a lot wider, not taking the traditional racing line, but the field is still coming around the back part of the circuit, so everybody's got to get into order here. Reynolds is going to have the best of the conditions. He will have as clear a track in front as he possibly can. Everybody else behind, it is going to be a very difficult affair to try and pick your braking marker going into turn 1, because it's got to come backwards from where it originally was in the dry conditions. But the question is how far. They've not done any running in wet conditions, so it's going to be a real challenge to work out, do I go too early or not too late? And Reynolds looks like he's already put the hammer down and trying to make a break for it out of the final 2 corners. Oh, and there's a spinner already, and it's Andre Curran. He's tried to put the foot down a bit too early, and he's rotated the 32.
Oh, it's already started. Now, we can't even see them. Look at the vision here going down to turn 1. Good luck calling that.
No, I
absolutely no idea.
I don't want to call that either. I think I can see that's Reynolds on the left-hand side of your shot there. He's got clear vision. You've got Kinsella, who's on the right-hand side of your picture. That's the racing line here. Porter is on the inside at turn number 1, so he's going to go through into second. He's going to remain second. Oh, there's a car off there. Is that Andre Curran? Yeah, he's pulled off the back there. And another car, Darren Power, I think it is, in the back of shot there, the Victorian off, and he's made a little bit of contact with the wall going down towards turn number 1. This is absolutely treacherous. Rod, listen there, and they've red flagged it, and I'm not surprised.
You had to do that, sure. That's extremely dangerous.
Yeah, it's just become too difficult to do. Cars going off everywhere, and I'm sure there's a couple of cars further back in the piece that we can't see. Yep, they're all telling everybody that this is not going to happen. I've got a funny feeling now this is officially probably going to be declared a non-event.
Oh, it has to be, surely.
Look at how far back all these drivers are. They've just taken it super, super cautiously, and I don't blame them.
Going to be some very wet race suits when they come back. So you're looking for the tumble dry. When they come back, it'll be very wet.
Yeah, this man here on the screen, Reece Rowland, I think he's going to have the worst of it. Look, as that nose cone's missing, and right behind there is all your brake pedal and your accelerator pedal and your clutch pedal and his feet. So his boots are going to be absolutely saturated. Yeah.
So red flag as we bring them back in again. Just waiting for the declaration. You've no doubt that's going to happen.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they declare this. Oh, and Reynolds has actually gone off under red flag, so that's how bad it actually is. That's down at turn 11, I think, and now heading into turn number 12. So he's come through 10, wandered off the road before it even got to 11 and 12. So it really is torrential at the moment. This is really challenging, even at low speed. It's problem, and a lot of the problem is as well is that that's Heath Collinson's done exactly the same thing. This is the problem too, Mark, because when you race in the rain, you need to lift the tyre pressures so it opens up the tread face so it can actually clear the water. They've gone out there on not only cold tyres, as another one goes off, cold tyres having sat in the pit lane for so long, but tyre pressures that are designed for dry running, so they wouldn't have had a chance to. And the crews are not allowed to go out to the cars and increase the pressure. You can go to the marshalling area or formation area with raised tyre pressures and you can lower them, but it's difficult obviously to go back the other way because you haven't got compressors and things like that to be able to pump them up. So no wonder everybody's been slipping off the road. They cannot clear the water fast enough.
Looks like that race has been declared there, Steve. So confirmed on our screen there, race ended, so it looks like that's the way they'll stand. Like I said, we're not too sure about how they, no points will probably be taken out of that heat, but...
Yeah, I think you're right. It'll be a no point. I would not be surprised to see it as a no points awarded affair because there's just so many drivers. Like we're looking down our list here, there's at least close to a dozen drivers marked off as non-finishers or non-starters, and that's that'll be something that needs to be sorted out after this. But I wouldn't be surprised to see that they take no points for this race, and it'll be only the 2 heat races that'll count towards setting the grid, which means a lot of drivers are going to sort of stay roughly where they are from a starting point of view for the trophy race later on this afternoon. A couple of drivers might move up and down a bit, but it won't be by very much.